Hello, everyone. Welcome to Your View. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here with me. Hi, ladies.
Hello, Murayo.
I was wondering how your hair would turn out on TV because you've been doing a lot of dramatic style, and today you decided to just pour it to the back.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say it looks really good.
I look like I'm going to church because everything looks really baggy on me this morning. So it's all good. How you doing, YK?
I'm fine. You know, every morning when you say, good morning, viewers, I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. I want to say, before Uncle.
We know.
We know.
But some people are watching for the first time.
Exactly.
Some people
are watching for the first time.
I'm just pulling your leg.
Because my producer had corrected me that I don't say my name is. They say I am. I don't know what.
It's not even the correction. It's just that it's every day,
right? We already know.
I'm sure we
know who you are. How are you doing, Tokwe?
I'm good.
Anything?
I had a very, very fantastic food in YK's place yesterday. I took
Porridge,
takeaway from my
only
mom. Porridge and beans and turkey. I'm allowed, I'm breastfeeding.
Who eats porridge and beans? What's that? Is that a combination?
And
she's just a greedy.
My son, overnight, he was farting fire. I was wondering, he couldn't sleep, he was uncomfortable. He woke up, I was now dropping around. I was like, saying, he was on. I was like, what's going on? What did I eat? Did I eat anything? Because I know that all it takes is the breast milk. Anyway, what did he eat? Oh, I ate beans and bread and a yam. Porridge. I guess I'm the one that caused this sleepless night by myself.
I have a problem with her. Do you know that this girl, her son was crying for breast? She was there with the food.
Yes, now.
Is not what I eat.
Don't feed your child.
Is what I eat the breast, the boy will suck. I have to feed myself.
The poor boy.
I heard the boy cry now. She was just there eating the turkey, pulling the bone.
And the cat, and YK's cat was around me. I was wondering which kind of love is this cat loving me. I didn't know the love was for food. Oh God, anyway, it was good.
How are you doing? How do you maintain those cats? Like 4 cats?
Oh God.
But it was expensive feeding them. I saw whiskers and all those things.
My friend had just sent me cat food from England.
All
boxes there.
That's good.
It is well.
I visited.
And you know she just had kittens.
Yes, 4 kittens that we were supposed to take 2. Hopefully they will allow kittens in our estate. I visited my niece yesterday and she had this 50 kg. The husband just went to buy Maureen. The husband bought 2 lovely puppies.
Really?
For them. So if you see the mighty dog food, I say this one will last 2 years now because the dogs are those like Labby's dogs.
The Lhasa.
So, yeah, they have the she had the white and the brown, so pretty.
Oh, can I buy?
You know, I was not reminding Mr. Sally that when I had Alpha, buy me a dog. I was expecting fluffy, hairy dog, but also bought me Bingo. One massive Rottweiler like this. I said, this one will eat me and my son. I took the dog and I shipped it to Kaduna. I said, I beg, I cannot maintain this one. I just told him, Mr. Saleh, sure you see the dog.
This is the kind of dog I'm
talking about.
But interestingly, my kids have been asking for a puppy. They really want a dog. Lisa has been begging that, Mommy, I want a puppy.
I told you that I had puppies at
I want Lhasa.
And they didn't have owner. I don't know if they're still there. I told you now.
You didn't tell me, like, if you told I would have
And they were even dashing them out, not for
Imagine
sale.
that.
Imagine.
I need a puppy, please.
I don't want puppy. I want to feed myself finish. You have to shop belly food before you start feeding puppy.
You are so
I'm an Ijebu girl. No, I am from Ijebu Ode.
It is quite obvious. The way you are feeding yourself and not feeding your baby yesterday is quite obvious.
Let's take a quick commercial break. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. All right, let's start with the Punch. I'll deal with those opposing anti-graft war, says Buhari. Whoever deters us from fighting corruption will suffer the consequences. It is unfortunate that the elites are self-centered and they only think about themselves, says our president. You can see him here serving internally displaced persons doing for the break of fast. Let's see. JAM adopts point system for 2016 admissions. $1.6 billion fraud. Dezani's ally, Omokore, ex-NNPC, GMD, others arraigned. Fani Kayode, ex-minister Usman, others get $1 billion bail. CBN replaces Skybank chair. MD says the depositors' funds are safe. Buhari removes Kachuku as NNPC, GMD and appoints Baru. Abia lockjam, Ikpezo attacks at INEC as court rules on Thursday.
This
Did you
Sky
guys
Bank
see?
matter. Okay.
I was going to talk about Fanika
But, I saw the pictures online yesterday.
on TVC. You saw a yellow
Yellow
wife. A yellow
They
wife.
say, what's her name again? Is it Oyinbo or something?
She stood out.
She stood out. And I think she has held her ground. She's been really supportive. If you follow the trend on social media, I mean, she's in for the long run. And I think the man will be proud to say that, he made the right choice, putting him beside her. So it is well.
Are they paid the money?
No, it's 250.
I thought it was 1 billion naira.
No, for all of them.
Okay.
I think his is 250 million.
million.
That's his bill condition.
The
Sure you
judge
can
also
meet
said it wasn't fair because the courts are going on holiday, so it's not fair not
For
to
them to
hold him.
So I think they're going on holiday for a month.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine. Wow.
Whoa.
At least I'm happy he's home. Should be happy to have him back home.
Is he home yet?
I was trying.
You know,
Well,
they
the bill
have
that-
to meet the bail conditions.
Shouldn't be that much.
I was trying to unravel the JAMB points, the new point system that JAMB is trying to implement. One of the salient points within this new point system is that if you are submitting all your, you're supposed to have like 5 credits. If you have all your relevant 5 credits in one sitting, you get 10 points extra from those that are having to put together 2 sittings or 3 sittings to get their.
Do they normally
yeah, people do that.
joint results for JAM?
No, as in you submit
sittings.
with your JAM. Also, they also mentioned the fact that rather than saying you have 200 over 200 plus or some, reduce it to 20 to 23. So you don't have to look for that figure. They give you points per score. So they'll just say this course is for those that have 23 points. And that point includes your WAEC results. So it's all together.
So if you are combining WAEC results, it will drop your point. But if you are having it on one sitting, you have an extra.
I'm sure those you're talking to understand you.
No, because normally when you're going into the university, you combine. Some people combine results because they are not able to get all their credits on one particular sitting. So they combine results. So for people that are not able to combine results, that they have all their credits on one exam sitting, it means that they're having extra points, which is a fair deal.
Fantastic. Good. Moving on to the nation. Buhari, anti-graft battles enemies will face penalties. Fayoshe's account remains frozen. Oh.
yes, so
Skybank gets new MD's chairman as CBN takes over. This Skybank
matter.
is it
See panic withdrawal yesterday. Hey, everybody.
I sent a message. I said, this whoever has Skybank account, you better go and start calling your account officers to be sure. But I think CBN has taken over the board of Skybank. And
They appointed a new
they are appointing
MD.
a new MD, and so
Kumbu Abiru.
restructuring.
And they specifically said that all depositors'
Deposit
funds are
safe,
safe, so please no more panic
Yes, he
withdrawals.
actually said it that nobody should. And then the board and the chairman, they've resigned. So they've done the honourable thing and
They
resigned.
knew they were going to sack
But
them.
why? Do you know why they were sacked?
I think from the way I'm reading it, it's,
Bad loans, or
yeah, bad loans.
Yes,
The bank is just in problem because
lot
of
of
these bad
problems
loans
have.
that they're
Anyways,
giving
I just
out.
know a lot of people who had accounts at Skybank yesterday were really trooping to the banks. But come on, let's take it. Let's calm down.
They say even people with
Alphonse.
1K.
Yes, now.
I had 19,000 naira. I withdrew 10,000 naira. I'm nice. At least I still left some change for them. I'm not.
Okay,
I want to talk
moving
about
on. Yes.
Fayoshe's account remaining frozen
Yes.
because people have been saying that it's illegal for EFCC to do that. Now, Fayoshe went to court to challenge EFCC's right to freeze his account, and the case was postponed to August 30th.
No, September.
I mean September 30th.
That's right.
So, based on that fact, there is no way his case will be heard until 4th of October. So until then, his account is frozen.
So how would he pay the
His
bail
lawyers
conditions?
or-
How would he
no,
pay
no,
his lawyers?
No, it's not. The thing is, he went to challenge them that you don't have a right to freeze my account. They said, okay, we've heard you. Let them defend themselves too. They presented the case. Okay, we'll tell you the hearing.
But that's what I'm even
Joseph.
saying. And they've given him a bail condition.
No,
How
not
do you-
They didn't arrest him. He wasn't
Fayoshe.
arrested.
Oh, fire! Oh,
I
sorry. I
don't
thought
know.
you were talking of Fanika or
No,
this.
Fayoshe. His account
Okay,
is
moving on
frozen till
to Vanguard. Abia, my order sacking Ikpeazu stays, says Justice Abang. LPPC confers SAN on 22 lawyers. Idil Fitri, Saraki, Ekweremadu Dogara, Atiku governors, other stars Nigerians on nation building. Buhari appoints Baru, NNPC and GMD. Anambra PDP, court threatens arrest of INEC chair Yakubu for contempt. Liquidity crisis consumes Skybank's chairman and CEO. Right. This Buhari is appointing Barrow as NNPC. I was seeing an illustration online saying that it's like sacking the principal of a school and making him board of PT, chairman of PT. Did you get that?
Yes, so
is that what this is?
Yeah, but I
That's
think
what they are saying.
he still remains the Minister of State.
Of course.
Was Minister of State what does Minister, please, what exactly is the job of the Minister of State? What's the job?
JD?
Yes. What's the job description of Minister of State?
He's
It's
working
like when
with
we
our
say you have
president
deputy
now.
governor.
He's the person that will be reporting to
The
Buhari
president.
now.
Okay.
What worries me about this is that there's a part of me, the Buhari's optimistic part of me, that wants to see the good in every situation, saying all those appointments were done in good faith. However, with all the crisis going on in Niger Delta region right now, you cannot have a board of NNPC, which is supposed to manage the oil revenue from that region where they are clamoring for ownership. You have just one person from the south. It's and the one person is the chairman. The GMD is from the north.
I think federal character.
I'm feeling that
It's
as much
important.
as I believe that he is doing this based on
In good faith.
merit and all that. These people are clamoring. There must
I
be
think-
somebody adequately educated enough to occupy those positions
Talk
from
about-
that
I
region.
even think beyond federal character, I think what we should fight for more is let every state manage their resources. Let us decentralize that
Yes.
power. Because if Niger Delta, for instance, now they are managing
resources.
their petroleum
Oil.
resources,
This is their
they will
loss.
not bring somebody else to come and manage it for them. They will look within and appoint someone. I think we
totally-
should fight more instead of this federal character drama we are fighting for. Let's fight more for every state control your resources.
I totally agree with you. Even Lagos State has oil
we
now.
have oil now too.
In addition,
Ogun State,
please,
what do we have?
Something.
In addition, when you have crisis within bombing of oil installations by the NDA, who are fighting for Niger Delta, and the chairman of the ND or the GMD of NNPC is from that area, there is no way we're able to correspond with them on a more
Which I think is the objective.
level.
They wanted him to actually
Yes, they
be the one to
wanted
liaison person between them and the federal government, which is fine. But at the same time, that idea of resource control has been trending recently. Everybody's talking about
it.
everybody
Decentralization.
decentralizing power from the center.
You know,
and then,
when we're talking about what does the state, and I asked, and Ogun State has cocoa, I remembered. I was discussing with someone yesterday. She was trying to export something out of the country, and the cargo person says, people don't really export. Can you imagine?
Yes, it's true.
So there is no, it's only
Collective.
importation.
let's move on to Daily Sun. NNPC GMD, Baru in Kachuku out. Picture here. Terrorists were here. A building destroyed by bomb after Islamic State attack at Baghdad. That was a really terrible. I think it was 200 or something that died. CBN takes over. Skybank appoints new MD on board. Buhari serves IDPs, hairdressers and others food. 7 CPs promoted to DIGs. That's the Commissioner of Police to Deputy Inspector Generals. Abia Guba, anxiety as court decides Ikpeazu's fate July 7th. That's Thursday.
Once again, I don't want to seem as if I'm the one promoting. Congratulations to those CPs. I was looking out for the name of my cousin. My cousin is a commissioner, and I was hoping that with this overhauling and promotion, it would be among the names. Sadly,
Is it Malam
I'm
Aliu or
waiting.
something?
No,
It's not.
How can they be
I'm just thinking, maybe if it was Malam something, it's possible that I'm promoted.
He's not among them. And so, because I was looking for his name, I took out time to study the list of those people that were promoted. And it will buttress what I was saying earlier. That we have 8 DIGs appointed. I have to mention that 5 from the north list of those people that were promoted. And it will buttress what I was saying earlier. That we have 8 DIGs appointed. I have to mention that 5 from the north in charge of finance and admin, operations, logistics and supply, FCID, and force secretary. These are like the juiciest positions. I'm just quoting what I had to just research and find out what, and people are saying that finance, if you're in finance, you are the big boy. The other 3, the one from the south, one from southwest, in charge of research and planning. We have we
don't book.
no money
I'm
over
just
study.
from Ekiti.
But research will collect
Training
money.
and development. Go and teach them and ICT. Now I know that these are
What's the last one? First tell us
ICT,
the last one.
ICT. Research and development, ICT and research.
That's the book. I want
the book. You know, it's
Our
still, it
lakawe.
worries, and to
Ain't
think
lakawe.
that I'm still hoping that Feminization will speak up concerning how they merited this position and how they couldn't see any other person within commissioners that would have been from other region of the country that should be in this position.
Okay,
please.
It's as I said, when we raise it, we'll discuss it sometime next week because it's been coming up a lot lately. So we'll bring in somebody who can actually address some of these issues. Moving on to our final paper this morning is this day. We might not be able to discuss it, but let's just read the headlines. Will Barrow's appointment as NNPC GMD resolve the Niger Delta crisis? That's the question that everyone is asking. Police appoint 7 DIGs. Skybank shares nosedive as CBN sacks board and management. And court declares PDP convention valid. Confirms sheriff's ouster. That one is just the ping pong. 1 second you're in, 1 second you're out, 1 second the court says it's invalid, the next second I'm like...
I think that sheriff should not even be there because he seems to be causing confusion in the party. You know, and, you know, much as...
The PD people seem not to trust him. They feel like he was appointed by APC as a mole, according to what I read sometime, as a mole in their party.
I read that too, but look, everyone is saying he should live there. He should live there honorably.
I don't know. But
see what David Cameron, how he just left.
He just,
you know,
like
he didn't even... Because no argument.
It's about integrity, as in self, like having self-pride in my name. I don't want my name to be put into this kind of mess. I want to preserve a good name and leave it for my children. People don't think that way here.
Want to
Sad.
just...
Very, very sad.
We have to go. We have to go. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's Healthy Tuesday. So we'll be talking about fibroids when we come back much later. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So we will talk about fibroids, but first we heard about the minister. We read a report that says the Minister of Labour and Empowerment, Dr. Chris Ngige, has announced government's plans to extend the maternity leave for Nigerian nursing mothers. Dr. Ngige explained that this program will serve as part of the efforts towards promoting exclusive breastfeeding. And he noted that the leave will be extended from 16 weeks to 18 weeks. What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag GiveYouTVC. Now, we'll just discuss it for a little bit because we heard about the reports. 16 to 18 is not a lot. I think Lagos State did the real milestone of 6 months. And that's what we as mothers like to push for the federal government. That, 18 weeks is a good consideration, but please follow Lagos State's cue.
Yeah, because I just want to say, to establish that breastfeeding is the best thing for any baby.
Exactly.
For your baby, exclusive breastfeeding, because cow milk is cow milk. Every animal in this world feeds their baby with their breast. Only human being uses cow milk to feed their baby. So that 6 months is mandatory. It's not even, it should be.
Exactly. So we need to push for that.
Sorry, Tokwe, you can continue.
But, when I heard your argument and somebody else said it, and I told the person that we can't be clamoring for effectiveness and equality or equity as a woman, that I want to be promoted just like a man will be promoted, if after I deliver, I have 6 months off. As an employer of labor, it won't be convenient for them, except the government now creates a policy that ensures that there won't be discrimination against employment of female ladies or women into positions because they are women.
Well, we'll talk about it. Let me take you up on that, because the truth is that today work doesn't have to be where you are. There are virtual offices. You don't necessarily have to be in the office. Yes, you can. You can work online. You can be in your house. You're pregnant, breastfeeding, and you can send an email, do reports, send it to your people.
I'm a woman, I definitely want it. But I'm saying that except it is made into a policy that is enforceable and you can run to that law and say, there is a law protecting me, I have 6 months.
We need a policy all the time. This is just
it's not
moral consciousness.
Have you heard that?
That time of
the
Ebola.
female HRs and the female bosses that are tougher on women and not employing women, they are the tougher ones. They'll be like, I've given birth. So I know what you're going through. You're not doing anything strange. So when it becomes a policy, then you can say that I have a right. I am protected by this.
Okay,
First of all, in England is 1 year now.
Thank you. I wanted to say that.
It's in England, it's 1 year. Whether you are...
So is our economy better than their own economy?
They even give men,
Theirs is better.
in some parts of, I think, America, they give men paternity leave.
Lagos too has that.
That's one. Two, 2 years ago when there was Ebola in Nigeria, my daughter came to Nigeria. As she got into her office, like, they say, you are just coming from West Africa. Joe, go and sit down in the house. You're working from the house. They carry computer, everything to her house. Stay at home for whether 41 days or something to make sure you don't have Ebola.
Imagine
so
that.
it is possible to work from the house.
Exactly, period.
You know, I wanted to say that in England, a friend of mine, what the policy there is 6 months full pay, an extra 3 months half pay, then the last 3 months no pay. So it is you now, it's now your own discretion as a mother to now decide to say, okay, maybe I will resume after 9 months or after 6 months. I think the ideal thing the federal government should push is 6 months, because you see, every child needs that nurturing time. At least that 6 months, the child is stable enough. You are able to complete an exclusive breastfeeding, what's it called? And I think for Tokwe, there are companies, because I know of a woman, although she's relocated now, she used to work from home. Do you understand? It's when you decide to make it priority that it begins to take effect. Because in fairness to what YK said, when Ebola crisis was all over, there were some companies in Nigeria here that told their staff, don't bother to come to this thing. They provided internet service and all that. And you see, I don't know why we tolerate a lot of things in this country. A friend of mine works in an international oil company. And she said that when her boss resumed office, and she was pregnant, she was going to sign her maternity leave. And she brought, what's it called? The form that, please approve my leave form. And the man saw it. He said, what? What nonsense? That, no, it's not done. It's a year, it's this. She said, oh God, I beg, don't worry. That one is the company abroad. Here is the same company that they have a company in Nigeria, but the policy is different. And the reason that company is like that is because Nigeria, we have accepted it. It's not like it is not doable. So it is whether we want to put priority on the child, on the child's life, that is important, that will now show in our policies concerning maternity.
In addition also to the policy issue, because some women have been demanding that every office should have a creche. So even if my job is such that I have to be in the office space, give me somewhere where I can easily go breastfeed, come back, breastfeed. At least there's somebody there. But let me take this call from Marvelous. I'll come to you.
For that.
Marvelous, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
I'm a second-time caller.
Okay, you get it.
Welcome. Please, I want to talk about this Ngige matter. I support it. I feel that a lot of parents should stay home and they should take care of their children, and I feel like it's a very good policy. And I still want to talk about what you guys said yesterday. I feel that in Lagos now is out. Let's be honest. Even if you want to ban street workers, what about those kind of officials? They are not doing that. Let me correct the story. What really happened? I was there. What happened was that guy was chasing the guy, and Lasma held him. That come and catch him, and the guy tried to free himself from Lasma, and he was hit by a BLT, and the Coca-Cola killer caused him. So I feel like it's negligence too. So those Lasma and Kai officials, they are doing duplication of one. Why should the Lasma officials be holding a guy?
Thanks, Marvelous. Thank you very much for that.
Back to the topic of the importance of breastfeeding. And you know, he just said something that a lot of men say, that women sit down at home and take care of their children. Sometimes I feel it's a little, insulting. Yes, it does rub wrong on me that you say women sit down at home and take care of their children. So I went to school, I have a brain, I studied.
Oh, leave that one, pack that one, talk well now.
However, when we fight for 6 months, I think that our government and officials should realize why we're fighting for 6 months. Most breastfed children fall ill less than non-breastfed children. True. That means you are from now preventing them going to the hospital in the future.
Immune system.
1. 2, by the time they are 6 months, at 4 months you start introducing solid food. The mother is the best person that can help to say, okay, how do I introduce it? Watch the reaction. Maybe this is not taking the food. Let me shock breast. Whichever way, a mom is in that position. But if she has to resume after 3 months, somebody else takes care of that baby at that young stage where they are open to any sort of intervention.
There are endless benefits for breastfeeding, but it's also how we can demand for this, because minister believes that he has done us a favor.
He's not doing us a favor.
16 to 18, and we're saying that doesn't work. What we need is minimum of 6 months. Let me take this call.
How can you increase it by 2 weeks and think you have done wonders?
Good morning.
Understand.
Hello, are you there? Good Was that I say yes, YK? So
No, I
women
got
in
it.
governance.
16 to 18 weeks, he should have just kept quiet.
No, it's not about having a woman in governance. That's the thing I want you to correct, Okwe. It is about putting priority on the child's life, whether you are a man or a woman. So whether I am there as a woman or not, if this man puts priority on a child's life, it will show in the kind of policies that they project.
Yes.
Excuse me, can I just ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
If you are a married woman and you become president of Nigeria and you get belay while you are president, what will happen?
Why is there a vice president?
Okay, the vice president.
Of course,
I don't want to know. I'm just asking.
Practically, but like
we must face the reality. We are women. We're going to have children. That's basic. So what we need to do is work around that share. Don't say, oh, because you're a woman, I cannot give you that job because it doesn't fit your profile. No, I can do the job. I have enough merit to do the job, but you must work around my own ability.
Do you know that even cattle rearers don't kill the female cow?
Of course, now.
So last year or 2 years ago, we were at Wimby's and we met a woman that works with a multinational bank.
Sorry, let me pause. You have a call from Uyo. Good morning. Are you there?
Uyo!
Uyo is very special to us. Hi, Uyo in the building. Hello. Are you there?
Yes.
Yes. So good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
How is Uyo?
Uyo is fine.
How is Le Meridian? Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm listening. Yeah, Uyo is good.
Oh.
Delayed.
It's a beautiful place.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to contribute to your discussion there.
Go ahead, please.
Actually, I'm listening from Uyo, and I like what you people are doing this morning.
Sorry, it's delayed, so we can't even hear.
I was giving the story of that lady. She shared a story that she worked almost all through pregnancy. Even though she took a break, she was still actively doing all her job from the house. That she attended business meetings. She did exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months. And I was like looking at her like, you are... She's like an ED, like an MD in the bank, within that bank. And I'm wondering how she's able to do it. She's intelligent and she was given the will and the opportunity to do what she was meant to do.
Oh yeah, I remember
also,
her.
the company was a multinational.
Thank you.
Now, that is why I say we have policies. If we have those policies here, you would realize that a lot of women that are housewives at home would have been a better MD than those ones in the bank right now if they were given the opportunity to do what they are capable of doing.
Let's see some tweets, please.
Omolaja Olatunji said 6 months is possible in the public sector, but no private business owner would allow 6 months leave with pay. That's hashtag reality check. Morning, ladies. That's some Olori. It says federal government should go for 6 months with pay. Breastfeeding mothers and babies needing boss is a female. So, I mean,
I think we can round up on this because I think generally we're saying that the minister didn't do us a favor by increasing from 16 to 18 weeks. We're saying, let's say, what we need minimum 6 months because Lagos has done that, and that's the format we expect the federal government should take, not to give us 18 weeks.
What they should focus on is not that it is 18 weeks they're giving us. What they should focus on is the benefit on the life of that child.
Thank you.
So
That's very important because breastfeeding is very important for any child.
Let's close that. Now we're going to come back. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we said earlier we're going to discuss fibroid. It's a major issue we have here in Africa because I think it's more of African women that have this this issue, this disease. So we're going to have a doctor in the house to tell us how to manage fibroid. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, fibroid is a common benign tumor, and it is estimated that between 20 to 50% of women of reproductive age have fibroid, although not all are diagnosed. Reports also has it that women approaching menopause are at greatest risk for fibroid because of their long exposure to high levels of estrogen. Joining us on the show is a consultant family physician and surgeon, Dr. Moses Ani. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
You can call us on
Nice
070 80668014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC. Now, sir, we heard that this is common mostly among black women. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Research that is done about fibroid should, in America, for instance, more of the African American women that have fibroid.
Now, what causes,
do you know why that is?
Basically, there's some link to being an African descent in myoma. There is no particular explanation as to why that happens. Just like, basically, most of the things that you have about fibroids, you know, you don't have ultimate explanation as to why it is. Yeah.
So what's the cause? What causes fibroid?
There's no explanation.
Okay, so
No, when I said that there's no explanation, there are still some things that are linked up with that.
okay.
Because, of course, now it can only happen because you have a womb. That means you have to be a woman to have fibroid. Then, two, you have to secrete the hormones, progesterone and estrogen, especially in a higher quantity. And that brings on the aspect of the fact that there are some regenerations that happen in the womb, okay? And when that happens, because of these hormones, there are tendencies for one to have fibroid.
Okay.
And when we say, for instance, that in fibroids, it runs kind of in families, not as if it's genetic. But the fact that, you know, if you have it, grandmother, you know, the daughter, the next thing is that you expect it in the other way. It doesn't mean that all other people don't have, but most of the times you have that more.
Okay.
You know.
I recently went to the north for a wedding, and I stumbled on a discussion they were having, and they were saying that, you know, this natural hairstyle that everybody is tending towards these days, that is very healthy, that there's a research that actually came out that it's possible that, what's it called, fibroid is now linked to, women, because since it's prevalent amongst black women, so it's linked to the kind of chemicals that we use on our hair in terms of straightening out the hair and all that. How true is that?
No. There's actually no research work towards that shows that it's linked. But when there are what we call like it's like carcinogenic things, even though we know that fibroid is not cancerous, okay? They tend to produce growths in the body, which is not limited to the womb. It also all over the body. So you are having tendencies for people to grow tumors in various parts of the body because of the carcinogens that are being used in various things that are being done. Even the food that we eat, you know, brings on this aspect of carcinogens.
Yeah.
If you look at, don't let us talk about some things that are out of this place, what we are discussing. But if you look at today, what we have as cancer of the colons, we're having more of it because of the food we eat and the carcinogens that are used
To preserve them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at that from the hair aspect, you could prostrate and say, look, this is why we have more.
Because when you said black is prevalent among black women, I thought to myself, well, it could be the food. That because black people, we eat a lot of oil all over the world.
Right.
We use oil to cook our food. Oyimbos don't really use oil for their food. They use the steam, they use water. But black people, we like to fry
The chicken.
If the chicken is not fried, it's not sweet. No, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
You know, so
I wanted to ask about pregnancy. A lot of time when you go for your scan, they tend to say, there's a fibroid, but it's the size is really small and all that. And outside, when a woman is pregnant, maybe it doesn't really cause any trouble. Can you explain the relationship between pregnancy and fibroid?
Okay. Now, in pregnancy, let's get this straight. In pregnancy, you tend to secrete more of these hormones than the other times as a woman. So the progesterone production and the estrogen production in pregnancy tend to go higher. And that's why even despite the fact that you may not have noticed it, the fact that these hormones are there now make them grow bigger. So they are easily noticeable when there are pregnancies.
Yeah, because you see, there's a friend of mine that was pregnant. What the doctor told her was that as the baby was growing,
yes,
the fibroid
is also growing.
It's also growing.
Exactly.
You know, so and sometimes the fibroid now poses a risk on the life of that child. So because someone is asking that if you remove fibroid, what is the chance of that fibroid reoccurring? And for women also, most of them, they are afraid that if I take out fibroid as a young girl, I might not get pregnant.
Yes.
Do you understand? I've heard that a lot of times.
You see, talking about treatment of fibroid, and that's one of the things we must emphatically say to people, that you removed fibroid does not mean you can't get pregnant. So let's have that behind our mind, that, look, you don't have to carry this load because there is the fear in you that if you remove it, you won't get pregnant. It's not true. Right from the word go, the fibroid itself is a major cause of infertility.
Because I was going to say,
Depending on where it's located, right? Fibroid has 3 places where it can locate. It can be outside the womb, growing what we call subserosa, serosa. That means it's like, no, not in the muscles, like growing on top of the womb. Then it can also grow inside the womb. That's within the muscles. And it can grow deep down where the baby is supposed to be located. Yeah, so that's the issue about fibroid.
Which one is the most risky one amongst those?
Of course, the most risky is the one that is growing where the baby is supposed to be. Because apart from that, it gives you heavy bleeding. And that's where you have a lot of collapse. You know, people are bleeding, like a woman that came to us and then her PCV was 15%.
Wow.
And so when she starts bleeding, she's pouring like water.
oh my goodness.
And if you know that about 30% of your blood is contained in the womb, and if it opens up like a tap, what you just be seeing.
So wait, so the one that is inside where the baby is supposed to be, that's the one where people actually bleed. The others, you don't bleed. Is that what you're saying?
No, not that they don't bleed. But the major bleeding is coming from the ones that are polypoidal, right inside. Okay? Now, if you have one in the muscle, just very close to the endometrial walls, and pushing in, it's also going to give you some heavy bleeding. It may not be as torrential as the other one.
Is it possible that it is that one that is located inside the womb that most women, they are advised not to take it out because if they take it out, they might not get pregnant?
Please, why should somebody say that? At every level, let me tell you, there's the conum, you know, through which, now, you can't get pregnant unless there is the sperm and then the egg. And the sperm must pass through the tube to get to the femoral area where it's now going to fertilize the egg. And it will now have to come down back into the womb to stay in. Now, if fibroid is located at the conum of the womb, obviously, there is no way that person is going to get pregnant, no matter what you do. So, invariably, people who don't get pregnant may also not get pregnant just because the fibroid is there. Not because it's removed. So, if you just tie it to the fact that, oh, when you remove fibroid, that the person will not get pregnant, then you lost the fight.
Yeah, a lot of women complain when you say, your stomach is big. They say it's because of fibroids. So, do fibroids actually cause protruding stomachs?
Wow. I wish I can show you some pictures.
I saw a picture.
Now, where she looks like she is 11 months pregnant. That's what we call postdatism. Okay? And when you find that, people will still think that this woman is pregnant and she's carrying the load all through. And they are saying, oh, we're waiting until the 9 months when the baby is going to come down. Of course she knows, because perhaps she never slept with any man. So she knows that this is not what it is.
I'll let Tope come in here.
Okay, it's a personal experience. because my mom had fibroid when
Okay.
she was pregnant with me, and I'm an only child.
Okay.
So she's had infertility, and then she got pregnant with me, and then she had fibroid, and it was contesting with me in her
Okay.
womb.
Okay.
And our gynecologist made the decision
Okay.
to operate on her while she was pregnant with me.
Okay.
Now, that was based on, she had gotten a lot of advice that, no, just abort this pregnancy, just abort. But one person gave her hope, and they were able to take out the fibroid, close back, and still continue the pregnancy.
Whether that's possible?
Obviously, I'm alive. So, but I have seen a lot of people that say that they went through the process of aborting the pregnancy to avoid losing their life or something. They aborted the pregnancy because of they're trying to remove the fibroid. Just
No, I won't take that. I would rather allow a situation where the pregnancy on its own goes out. Okay. Not that I, as a doctor, will get in to remove the pregnancy because of the fibroid. Now, there can be contests, really, and that's what it is, where the harder one is fighting with the softer one. So I think you are very lucky.
Okay, we're going to take a quick
She's
break.
a lucky
Very
child.
soon.
Yes, she's a miracle baby, and I'll tell you more about that.
Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, because yes, we're talking about people who are pregnant or that, but there are a lot of young girls.
That's what I mean.
Very young girls who are not yet married, and they hope to get married, but they have this protruding tummy already.
Okay,
Now, what solutions do we have for these ones that can ensure that either they can take it out, or that at least when they get married, they can still have kids? We need to give them some kind of reassurance when we come back after this
Because one
commercial,
more question.
after this break. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Yes, welcome back. Now, we're talking earlier about young people being diagnosed with fibroid. They've never been married. They want to have children. How do you help those kind of patients?
Now, if the fibroid, let me say that most fibroids don't give symptoms. They don't give you problems. So at that stage, you do nothing. Except you find out that maybe this girl wants to get married, and then there's this fibroid, but it's causing some problems. Then you can go chasing after it. It's like when you say don't chase after bullets in the stomach. Now, if the fibroid is giving any problem, like this torrential bleeding, you go for it, because you can't allow the person to die. It doesn't matter the age. And let me say that in doing surgeries for fibroid, if you're careful, you can take out the fibroids and the lady will still come back with pregnancies. And we have records.
yeah, I've heard about it a lot.
I'm going to run a program for some time talking about people who had gone through these surgeries and they have their babies. You know, so it's not that once the fibroid is removed, because of which you should now say, no, you won't remove the fibroid. You just take time and take out. After all, there are people who don't have fibroid.
Still
They have
Infertility.
no, they have ectopic pregnancy.
Yes.
And in that case, you will still have to go and tie those tubes. Okay? So, and you can use some other means to have babies. Let's not
So the
kill
question
ourselves
that the person
because
was asking,
there's fibroid.
Yeah, the question the person was asking about the chances of reoccurring, that after the fibroid has been removed from the womb,
Yes.
are there cases where it now reoccurs?
Sure. It's
Okay.
like
So
you're
what
weeding.
causes that?
No, it's the same process.
Okay.
It's like you're weeding your farm and you say weed will not grow again. As long as that person has womb and is secreting hormones,
The
right?
fibroid can
The
grow.
tendency is that it will grow again.
Now,
But perhaps, maybe what is growing then will not be as big as the one you removed. And will not do the problem, will not cause the complications that you would have had if you had the big ones. So those are some of the issues about that.
I have this friend, she has fibroids, and she doesn't want to go under the knife. So she's looking for herbal
Remedies.
a herbal method to
Shrink it.
shrink it. Is that possible?
I'll-
In your own, because I know medical doctors don't really believe in
No, no, no. It's not that we don't believe. We believe the things that are possible. If you prove it to me that it works, I'll take it.
Okay, so
But if See, we've encountered lots of people who went on these herbal treatments, and they end up with worse problems than when they started. I knew a lot of people who said they went through this, and they told them, don't do scan again, because it spoils our job. Because it's born out of ignorance, you know. So you know that once you do scan, it will show you.
That nothing is
If
happening.
I am examining a patient, I will see that, look, there is a protruding mass, and this is fibroid. But they will tell you, don't do that, don't do that. Why would they restrict you from doing that? It's that restriction that tells you that they are actually not doing the right thing.
So,
So some people take those herbs, they end up with infections. They end up with
Because they can't
Let me take
control
this
the
call
disease.
from Elijah Dada from Amuwo Dolphin. Good morning, are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I want to commend you people. My question is this. I have somebody who has fibroids, and she said she was asked whether she was still going to have children, and she said no to the doctor. And the doctor said that since the fibroid is not worrying her, that she may, go on with it until it reaches menopause, that it will shrink on its own naturally. But last week, she came to me with a blog, where a lady was operated upon, and 26 kg fibroid was taken out from that person. So she is now, afraid that maybe she has to go for surgery.
Thank you, Elijah. I like that question. Like, as you grow to menopause, does it shrink by itself?
Yes, it does, because the
what I was
hormones-
going to ask, because I'm in menopause now.
Now, the hormones obviously go down. The production by the ovaries is reduced. In fact, the ovaries get atrophied. So at menopausal level, what naturally we expect is that it will shrink. But it's not in all cases.
So this
And
my
as a
big
matter of
belly
fact,
is not
this surgery that
fibroid.
was done,
This my big belly is food.
it depends.
Okay, our final question.
Until I examine
I know
you.
you wanted to tell us about a free surgery you're going to do, but let me let you ask a final
Okay,
question.
please, you see, being that fibroid is a localized disease to blacks, how intensive has the research been to find out other means of curing it? Or, because if it's a white disease, they would do the research anyway, but it's predominantly with black people. How intensive has the research been to finding the solution and ways to manage this disease?
I wish I have time to talk about this. But let me say that everything about fibroid is not surgical. It's also medical. Because if you can find an antagonist that will block the production of the hormones, you are obviously going to reduce this quantity that we're having right now. So it's, well, again, you should look at this. In Africa, how many people do research in anything, including malaria, for instance? I mean, that's why you go to Switzerland and you are coming back to Nigeria and you're telling us you've done research and this is ACT, this is, do you understand? Just simple malaria that is killing everybody here in Africa.
All right. So you told us earlier that you're going to have a free surgery.
Yes.
What was that about?
On the 22nd day of July,
Okay.
myself and my friends, we do some free surgeries. So we are trying to screen some patients, but they will be indigent. People who can't afford that. Yeah.
So how do you prove your indigence?
Of course, by asking questions. But you can always be sure that some people will come and they will tell you that they don't have any money. Like one man, we operated on him. He said he doesn't have money. But we found round his waist,
money
he
belt.
tied money.
You can't be that ignorant.
No, people do that. They just want to prove that they
How
don't
do
have.
we,
So if you know somebody who is indigent, who have
Ye-
fibroid issues,
Yes.
they can then refer to you.
Yes, they can refer to me. They can call me.
Free surgery.
Yes.
Waiting. Ololade Ajao says, please, how true is it that all women have fibroid? We don't all have it, though. Is that
No,
true?
not all women, but you can be sure that the statistics you are giving us is wrong. 70 to 80% of women, Africans,
Wow.
have fibroid.
Wow.
So
The
let's say,
issue is
during my pregnancy.
is it troubling her? If it's not causing any problem,
You just
we
leave
tend
it.
to leave it. But when it becomes an issue, then you deal with it.
There was only
So let's say this is 100% here.
Yes.
So that means
You have-
1, 2, 3.
Yes,
I
highs.
have it.
Why did you count 1, 2, 3? If you
No, just line up 10 women,
Yeah.
and you have 7
7
of them. Yeah.
But it's not a
I'm
big
telling
deal,
you.
because I did my scan
Yeah.
and they said there was fibroid, but
Yeah.
the man explained that my consultant said that it was it was in the muscles or in
Sure.
the walls,
If-
so
if,
it wasn't
if it is in
affecting.
the walls of the muzzle, or even if it is outside, right?
that it
But it's
wasn't-
not giving you any problem. Why would you go and start running after
So-
it? Yeah. It's when the problems arise
Yes.
that we encourage people. Don't keep it. Don't keep it.
Well, tweet your details to our viewers.
I
Who know, because I know
love
there are
what
lots of
you
people
said,
actually
you
out
know.
there. There are lots of people out there who need this service.
Free surgery.
Because I know a lot of people who they've been carrying this 11-month pregnancy thing around. I know a few people like that. So this is good news for them that they can get free surgery to at least get rid of it. But the most important thing I've learned from here is that even if you take out the surgery, it doesn't mean that you cannot have kids anymore.
Sure.
You can still get pregnant.
Sure.
That's good. Okay, cool.
How long does the surgery take? Is it a 30-minute operation?
1
4
hour. It
hours?
depends.
Now, it depends on
The location.
not just the location, because sometimes you find out there are about 50 pieces of them right inside this womb.
Wow.
So that means you are going to spend more time. If it's just one, then in a matter of 30 minutes or less,
Okay.
give and take, anesthesia and so on and so forth, to be
We'll
able to
tweet
take
the
them all out.
details.
Okay. Our viewers who are interested will tweet the details to you
And on
online.
Facebook page, you'll be on our
we'll let you
Facebook
know,
page and on Twitter.
how you can reach this doctor.
For this
Dr.
commendable...
Yes,
sir.
efforts. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks.
All right,
Nice
that's
meeting
all
you.
we can take on the show today. Have a lovely day. We'll see you. I'll see you Thursday, but they'll see you tomorrow.
It's our birthday tomorrow.